He's like, don't ever ask me. I will never do a TikTok. We did it, and it hit 125 million views.
How is it that every single thing you guys put out goes viral? I mean, that's a content creator's dream.
There was a point where, like, we were making other people laugh, but we stopped laughing. We were fighting a lot.
I'm an entrepreneur. I'm not actually relying on people to give me work. How do you get to that stage?
And then they came after me too. I was in jail as well at 25. I called my lawyer and she's like, Eva, what did you do? You're a fugitive now.
She'd always say is, we're broke, we're poor, we don't have this. You hear that enough, it becomes a part of your identity.
You have all of these resources available to you now, and you decide to shoot on iPhones.
Mm-hmm. And I'll be honest, I was a little bit more offensive in the beginning.
We got a couple of calls from our agent. I think it's at 500 million views right now on YouTube. We had to take it down everywhere else. I was told I would expire at 25 being a model. You gotta keep that spark going.
Yeah, even at 60, 70, I still want to, Javier, if you're watching this at 70, hopefully you're
Bang.
still in shape.
Is that what you're saying? We still want to bang?
Why have you always turned down podcast offers? And thank you for letting me be your first.
You're
but why do you? Thank
You're
you.
so special.
So why do you usually turn them down, or always turn them
Honestly, I think I have this idea in my mind that I'm not a good speaker. I'm not gonna name who's done that to me, because this is not a psychology session. But
Go ahead.
I've been told, I'm not gonna say it. Mom, I love you. So I've been told that I should be taking classes of how to speak better, and obviously English is my second language, so I always worry about not saying the right thing or saying the wrong thing, or especially in this cancel season, or cancel culture. So that's why I haven't.
What's your first language?
Albanian.
How did you guys meet?
He just saw me and he never left me alone. That's the love of my life. The rest is history.
Yeah, we were friends at first. I was doing so I used to do theater. Actually, so did you, kind of.
Yeah,
right?
Well, you saw me on stage as well.
Yeah, it wasn't a play, but you were doing a scene.
Yeah.
And
I was doing a scene night for a bunch of directors and producers.
yeah. And so that's when I saw her. She saw me, I was doing a play, and she said, I want to have his baby. So
I did. Yeah.
it took a little while, but
Yeah. I didn't want to have kids before him, but then I saw him and I was like, that's the baby daddy.
yeah,
And he knocked me up shortly after that.
I did.
Yeah.
I did knock her up.
Yeah. So I assume then before you got married.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes.
We did everything backwards.
Yeah.
We we had kids first and then we got married.
And we haven't had a wedding yet, so
Yeah.
we got to do that soon.
Yeah.
We haven't done anything according to how you're supposed to do it.
Yeah, we did
So-
everything backwards.
So at what point did you start working together?
Like working together, filming.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Are the skits the first thing you guys did together, or
No,
were you
we
working
got-
on other projects together?
Before I got pregnant, actually, we were supposed to do a play together.
Yeah.
And I got pregnant. But we did one of our first, remember, in the first week of dating, you gave me a play. What was it called? The Consultation?
Constellations.
The Consolation?
And also, I'm just I was always writing, so that was always my thing, and I would want to write stuff for us, but because we had a kid so early on in the relationship, I didn't get that opportunity. It was just okay, we got to go straight into parent mode.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And she thought for a while, oh, my career's gone. My career's over.
It was over for a couple of years. I was a model. How I first started is I grew up in Detroit after Albania, and then I came to LA right after high school for a modeling competition, and I won runner-up out of 3,000 girls, and I thought my career was, just about to blow up. It wasn't the case, but, I moved to LA at 19, and I started modeling right away. I was really lucky. I was blessed in the cool years before Instagram, the Polaroid days where I'd go in for castings and they'd take Polaroids. Anyway, Wait, what was the question? I lost it. Why are you looking at me?
Well, how
No.
well in general, like how having kids
yeah.
does kind of interrupt your career.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So because I was modeling and then now I'm pregnant, you know, the agents.
You're pregnant?
I have gotten a couple of those comments lately.
She's been getting DMs about her being pregnant, which I'm sure is so insulting.
They're such assholes. Like, we're not allowed to be bloated, you know, as females. Anyways,
Yeah.
thanks for rudely interrupting me.
Anyway,
How
you're
did we start working together? Okay, wait.
How's her sound? Is her sound good?
Yeah.
Okay.
Everything is great.
All right.
That was him getting nervous. He's like, let me deflect. Let's talk about something else.
Getting nervous.
I'm actually not nervous at all. I'm very, very
Okay,
good.
anyway, so after my second kid, Reels started getting really popular and TikToks. Side story, you're gonna explain that one later. I was one of the first TikToks they paid me to do. When TikTok was, what was it called? When they're testing
Beta testing?
Beta testing, they hired a bunch of models to make like TikToks, and I was one of them. And he's like, don't ever ask me. I will never do a TikTok. You'll never see me in this.
Look at you now.
Straight up.
So
Yeah,
then I was like,
keep it real.
yeah, well, you can't keep it real.
Well, because I thought
ended up, you know.
I thought TikTok was dancing. So I'm like, I'm not a dancer. You know,
It's
I want
true.
to.
It was.
Yeah.
And then he's like, I'm not doing this real stuff. No TikTok. Don't ask me. So one night I was in bed with the kids and I did this like viral sound. Was it on la ta ta ta? One of those. Do you remember that sound?
No.
Okay.
What is
It was
that?
one of the first, like, it was like a viral sound. So I had my newborn on my right side, my son on my left side. I had just stopped breastfeeding and I put on a filter because, you know, I'm tired, mom.
Yeah.
And it went so viral. It went to like 200,000 views overnight, which, you know, at that time I was like, whoa. So I showed it to him and he's like, all right, that's stupid. Like, that doesn't even make sense. What did you do there? It's just because your boobs look good. And I was like, oh yeah, okay. So then I found another viral song,
I don't
It's
sound
true.
like that,
Yeah.
but okay.
just like that. And then
Yeah.
I found another viral song, and it was a cool couple. She was taking a sock off, and it was like when every time I take a piece of my husband, every time I take a piece of clothing off. So I'm like, let's remake it. And he's like, if I'm gonna remake it, I'm gonna do it my style. He's, you know, he's a filmmaker, he's an artist, he's all about movies and plays and like real the art of it. And I was like, okay, fine, deal. We did it, and it hit 125 million views. Yes. And then he's like, wait a second. I think we're onto something.
So getting back to your question, that's basically what started it.
Are you saying I didn't answer it correctly? She
No,
asked
you
how
did.
you guys start. That's what I just did.
You answered it. I'm just wrapping it in a nice package.
Why do
now.
you have to wrap it? We're doing a podcast. You don't need to wrap anything. You
This
don't
is a
want to
show.
listen to us talking. This is a show.
So anyway, we started that way where I'm like, okay, I have an opportunity here to work with her because she doesn't even let me leave the house. So
What?
yeah.
Wait, what?
Yeah, like even when I try to leave, she like right away wants me to come back home, or when are you coming home, whatever. So I'm like, what a great way to just be together all the time.
Well, maybe because we have 2 kids and I was tired and I
Yeah,
needed help.
whatever.
Is
Whatever
this what
helps you
happens in
sleep.
the house, or is this only on camera?
No, this happens all day.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it's love. I love her more than anything in this world.
Oh my God, thank you.
Let's say that on record.
That's so sweet.
Of course,
This lives forever. This is on record.
everybody knows I love you. Everybody knows that. It's not a secret. But that's how it started. I'm like, I can make content with my wife. We're both actors. We both have camera experience, and I can write everything. You know,
It also was my choice as well. You didn't just say, you know what, I'm going to make content with my wife. Where was my say there?
no, of course. Like we've always wanted to work together on something. We just didn't know what.
One of our dreams was to do a Broadway play in New York. Remember that? Those dreams?
Yep.
Yeah.
It
We might
happened.
still do that. I think we should.
I might write something for Broadway.
So the skits, are they all based on your lives or sometimes friends, or where do you draw inspiration from?
Good question, babe.
So
Answer it correctly, please.
yeah, so I come up with most of the ideas, and what I draw from is my life with her, and I'll exaggerate obviously for comedic reasons.
Yeah, please make it clear that I haven't blown up your exes or killed any of them yet.
No. She hasn't done anything like that, but like, you know, I see, I'll make fun of something as, you know, common as jealousy, right? You know, I'll just try to make fun of things that I, you know, have that I experience in my life.
Yeah. Go ahead.
Has creating skits about some stuff that have actually been inspired by real life situations or arguments, has it changed the dynamic in your relationship at all, or how you approach future arguments or fights?
That's a really good question.
It started putting some strain on us, I think, for a bit. Like don't you agree?
Go ahead.
Yeah. There was a point where like we were making other people laugh, right? We were making like the people across the world laugh, but we stopped laughing. Like it wasn't like we were fighting a lot.
It started becoming like a job until we had to really remember like why we started doing this in the first place. There was a few months, or I'd say, I don't know, half of it, where I start getting obsessive. Like that's my nature. When I do something, I really do it. I can't use that word. I go head first.
What is the protocol?
I don't know. We'll find out after. So you could just be yourself.
So I can say fuck.
Yeah,
Okay,
say
great.
whatever you
You
want.
might be able to bleep it.
Yeah, we can
right?
bleep
Yeah.
everything.
Okay. Great, because I swear a lot.
So is it because you started to really look at it as a job instead of as something fun?
That's right.
Yeah, and I think there has to be some distinction between like roles, right? So like in the beginning, we didn't really create boundaries, and later on, we realized like, okay, we're fighting a lot, and we're like stepping over each other's toes and territory. So I'm like, listen, I'm the director.
Whoa.
Hold on, you're the star, but I'm the director.
I'm the whole show, just so you know.
I know that. I'm not. I would never take that away from you. But it's like I'm like I have a vision. Let me execute the vision.
I have a problem with like
authority.
Authority. Yeah, I have a big problem with authority. So I think at first was like, you
Don't see me as an authority though. I'm a partner, but that's my lane.
Yeah, but it was new. So for a while, like you're not a type of person where you're like controlling, or I don't do well with that type of dynamic. So when I started seeing that from you, I started fighting you for it. I'm like, whoa, hold on a second.
Yeah, I'm not controlling.
No, but when you would say like, I'm the director, this is my vision, like you just have no tact. Maybe you just needed a bit of a tact, which you're starting to learn. Yeah. It's getting better now. It was like in the middle of it when there's so much pressure and you have millions of people relying on you. And, if you don't post for a few days, people are like, what's wrong? Is everything okay? Like I rely on the daily laughter, which feels so good. And it's like such a blessing, but at the same time, there's like this pressure to like perform and make people laugh. And, life is not always like that. There's days and weeks where we don't feel funny. Like I don't feel funny. And it's so hard to, to access that and give everyone that. But
yeah.
It's amazing how much content you guys consistently put out, and everything you put out goes viral.
Yeah.
But was it like that right away, or did you have to work up to it?
No,
After that first one, she said I had all these views.
125 million views, our first one.
It eventually got to that, but like, even to me, when I saw 12, I was like, whoa, that's crazy.
It was nuts.
But like after that,
oh my God, it was depressing.
Things went
because we're like, we got to keep doing it, and then you can't.
But what's nice about kind of beginner's luck is like you go, okay, now I have to learn how to get good.
Yeah.
Like, that was lucky,
It's true.
but now I have to learn how to be good.
So
Right.
how long did it take until your next piece of content that went viral after that first one?
I think the next one still hit 650. It was like that bump. You want a bamba?
Wait,
You want a,
but your question, I know what you're saying. It took about a year to like start actually getting consistent reach.
consistent. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's true.
Like we started getting good after a year.
So
The
were you
beginning-
focused on TikTok and then you started sharing the same content across different platforms, or what was
No,
the
we were-
strategy?
Did
Yeah,
everything.
there was no focus on one platform in particular. We both loved YouTube. YouTube was like our favorite thing, I think, because I don't know, the millennials, I think YouTube's been like something where if you're a YouTuber, you've made it, you know?
Mhm.
So, but
That's funny.
I mean, our goal is to be the #1 YouTube channel in the world,
Correction.
comedy channel in the world,
for
YouTube
comedy.
comedy channel in the world.
Yeah, I can't beat Mr. Beast.
Okay, no. Anyway,
He's got two.
so yeah,
he's got a lot.
uh,
Well,
but we would shoot one. Yeah, the goal was to make an amazing piece of content. It wasn't like just for this platform or that platform. That didn't matter too much. And then I posted that throughout everything. Please let me speak.
which I think
When
is
I'm
an
speaking,
important.
Do not interrupt me. Do not talk over me. That doesn't look good.
Which I think is an important distinction. Like, you have to, when you're doing something, there has to be, we don't make this for views. Like, real talk. Like, I don't make any of this for views.
That's true.
It feels good when a lot of people enjoy it. I make it because I love comedy. Like, that's my, like, it makes me happy. It makes me happy, right? For you too?
Are you
I think-
kidding me? Of course. There's reels where I shoot and I'm like, this is my favorite that I've done, yeah. And it doesn't go mega viral. And that's okay because I'm equally as happy because I'm like, okay, I enjoyed it. I loved it. I'm happy with it. And if it doesn't resonate with everyone, it doesn't, you know. And there's some that go mega that we never even thought it would.
Do you
But,
feel like
yeah.
at this point you kind of have an instinct for what's likely to go viral and
Yeah.
what's not? You
Yeah.
do?
As soon as I read a script, he'll send me a script and I'm like, this is mega. And also what's really cool is that people like our fans have guided us to a specific, you know, like we know what they want to see more of. He's always trying new things.
Yeah, but there's a
He's such
trap
an
there.
artist. Yeah,
There's a
there
little
is
bit of a trap there.
Yeah.
I don't like being put in a box by people, right? And
Yeah.
that's where I'm like, okay, I understand that you guys like seeing this, but I have to do things I want to do.
Yeah.
You know?
And that's what makes you an artist.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's I think the difficult balance with creating content where you need
Yeah.
the engagement
Right.
of followers, you need for people to comment and to like your content and to share it.
Mhm.
But at the same time, as a creator, you don't want to just solely be guided by, okay, this is what people want to
Right.
see, so
Yeah.
this is what I'm going to produce.
Yeah.
No, you want to create your art and you hope it resonates with people.
Yeah. That's
So
true.
do you feel like you're having to compromise that a lot for
See, that's where we come in. Our differences comes in, and it's like a blessing that we're so different in that area. Like he's such an artist, and art means so much to him, and I am too, but not like him. Business, like the business side means more to me, like the money and the numbers. Like I handle all the numbers side of things. He has no idea, so like. He
No,
just
I
wants,
don't
he
know.
has no idea. Like, I'll be like, that's why there's months where I
Yeah.
get nuts and I'm like, we need to do this and we need to make this many videos. And he doesn't give a shit. He's like, I don't care, you know? But I care about
I don't mind
the-
throwing something out if it's not good enough.
And I do, because I'm like, we need to post tomorrow. Like, we have to post
I'm like,
tomorrow.
it's not good
He's
enough.
like, it's not good. We're not posting it. And then that's where, like, I start going nuts because for me, numbers
Sure.
mean a lot.
You can't post
You know?
something you're not happy with.
That's true. But I'm like, let's just post it.
Same with a movie. Movies are different because there's so much funding behind it. Like a studio, they're like, we have to, unless it's so bad that they would lose money. But most of the time, like if you make something, you have to do it. We're at a place where it's like, okay, we can afford to like maybe not post something that's not as good,
we're in the beginning, the first year, like we had to post every single day, and especially for Facebook, we have like 6 Facebook pages, and we're with an agency, or what would you call them? They're like,
I'd rather not give them
we're
any
not.
attention.
I'm not naming them, but anyway, where it's like they want you to post every day. I mean, the more you post, the more money you make, and there was this like pressure to perform. But it's at the point where now we're so blessed. It's we can post less as long as it's really, really good and we're confident in the piece that we can afford now posting like 3 good ones a week instead of 6, 7.
Okay, so walk me through it. At what point does it go from being a fun hobby to a job? What makes it work, and how does it transition into, okay, like I can actually make a living off of this now?
Like, oh, sorry, your question was one more time?
My question is, how does it transition from being just a hobby into, like, how does it transition to becoming work where you actually make money off of it, and there's the pressure of producing for financial reasons too?
Oh yeah, I understand. We got monetized, I think, like year 1?
Oh, pretty fast. I mean, where? On which?
Just in general, like where we were
We got-
making,
Yeah.
we were able to survive
I would
off
say
of it.
6 months. For 6 months.
Okay.
Yeah, I would say for 6 months.
I would say like,
Well, just because of the Facebook pages, but YouTube, I think, was like 8 months.
like 6 months to a year ago. That's when I'm like, okay, I want to start
into it, baby. We started in 2020.
No, wait, let me finish.
Okay.
So about a year ago is where I'm like, okay, we're treating this like professionals now. So like we're gonna have somewhat of a schedule. I'm not good with that, but I'm trying
About
really.
the schedule in a little bit.
No, I'm trying. But yeah, so we treat it like professionals, but we also love it. You know, of course.
She's saying so at one point did it become
Or we were making
more of like a timeline?
No, I'm curious, like, how does it become a job?
Oh,
like,
sure.
where you
Yeah.
can actually treat it as like, hey, I can make a living off of this, and now I'm an entrepreneur. I'm not actually relying on people to give me work. I'm creating my own work. How do you get to that stage?
Yeah. So on top of monetization, so each platform monetizes pretty much per view. And then there's ads on Reels, on Facebook, that adds up. So monetization is enough. Now, depending on where you live, I mean, we live in LA, it's so expensive living here. I think depending on where you're living, monetization could be enough to kind of pass by with bills, but then where it starts helping out a lot is brand deals, of course. But that takes a while because now you have to become popular. You have to be recognizable. Once your face is
But
recognizable,
that's the thing, like how, right?
How?
So how do you do it? Like
who gets you the
somebody,
brand deals?
no,
All of it. Everything.
somebody who's starting from the beginning, like you have to give people something that they want, right? You have to answer that demand. If everybody wants to laugh, right?
Yeah. Or
so
learn something.
whatever you're good at. If you're good at cooking, start a cooking show, right? In the beginning, you're gonna suck. A lot of people online, when I was like trying to learn, they said make 100 videos.
Mhm.
They're all gonna suck. That's okay. Just make them. You know, same with like filmmaking or whatever. And then you're gonna start to see, okay. And every single time you do a video or whatever, you do one more thing to get better, whether it be add a sound effect, get a better piece of equipment, you know, and then eventually you're good and you're like, oh, wow, you know, just step by step, little by
I'm
little.
so glad you said that, because I was actually listening to a podcast that resonated with me, where they were just talking about the fact that anytime you start something new, whether it's a podcast or comedy skits or whatever it is, be prepared to suck in the very beginning. And I was like, wow, having that freedom, like just actually putting that in your head that, yeah, it might not be good and it's okay.
Giving yourself the okay.
Giving yourself the okay to suck, I think that was key in actually building the confidence to do a lot of things that are kind of scary to do in the beginning because you're not sure how successful it could be, how good you could be at it. Initially, you could have the imposter syndrome, which a lot of people have with the imposter syndrome. You know how people say fake it till you make it?
Yeah, right.
While you're faking it, you feel like an imposter because you're in this space where you're like, I don't totally feel like a pro or an expert in this field.
You have it all the
Actually,
time. You're famous, right?
Well,
and you don't feel famous. No, but you are.
I mean,
people come up to us every single day and say they love you and all these beautiful things.
I knew that you guys were popular, but what I was honestly very surprised by is we had a lot of visitors from Armenia at my birthday party. And when you guys came in, so many of them that don't even speak English knew who you guys were. And I was like, oh, that is so
really?
Cool.
Like that didn't speak English?
They don't speak English. So I was like,
cool.
how would they even know?
That makes me so happy.
Yeah.
I trip out on it all the time. Every day I step outside the house.
That's imposter syndrome.
Me. I'm like, what? Me?
That's imposter syndrome. That's what it is, right?
Okay, now I understand the imposter syndrome.
It means like you don't feel
it's true.
almost worthy of it, right? But you got to fix that.
I will. I think I need a therapist, honestly.
Okay.
Well, speaking of therapists, when you said that you really don't do well with authority, where does that come from? Have you always been like that? Or is that something from childhood?
Probably. I had a tough childhood. I don't think I even...
Give me your gum, please.
I don't want to give you my gum.
Give me your gum.
I'm not giving you my gum.
Put it in your cheek.
I'm going to put it in my mouth.
I don't want the clicking in the edits.
I'm going to click. I know what I'm doing. Jeez.
All right, go ahead.
Anyway.
Sorry. She doesn't listen to
authority. I want to have my gum in my mouth.
You know what I think is so charming about your dynamic is also the fact that he really stands up for himself but turns a little bit red every time, like he's a little scared. So I think it's very cute.
Yeah, I just don't. I don't want to get
looking. It's not going to be. And first of all, ASMR is very popular right now on social media.
Yeah, we can do that as a second segment.
Maybe that'll go.
I find that so annoying.
Me too. Okay, back to authority.
All right, sorry.
I'm not giving you my gum.
No problem.
I feel like I escaped a war when I was a little girl in Albania, and when I came to America, we've had a really tough time becoming legal immigrants. And my parents were deported after being here for 20 years. I was really young, and my brother was really young. So we were separated a few times. And I feel like I was always in hiding, either from war or here with immigration. So I feel like it might come from that. The authority, I just always had to, I don't know, I had this fear, but at the same time I learned at a young age to be, tough, because maybe when you're tough, people don't mess with you, or it was like a shield that I had to have. And maybe, I don't know, maybe it comes from that. I haven't dig that deep, but I have a feeling it was maybe from that.
How old were you when you were escaping the war?
12.
So you have memories of everything.
Clear memories, yeah. My brother was very little, and my parents were here, so I was alone with my brother. So I had to take care of them. He was 5.5. And my grandmother we were living with died, so we had to bury her in war and learn how to run in zigzags.
Did she die as a result of the war, or?
No, she died. She died of a heart attack, and so my parents were here. They had come to America for a better life, of course, and they were waiting to bring my brother and I. And then the war happened, and they were here.
Mm-hmm.
And then my grandma died. So, and then when I was 12. One morning at 4 a.m., 4 men came to the house and grabbed me and said, "You're going to America." and I didn't know anything. I'm like, great. I was so excited, but I was nervous. I wasn't allowed to know any details. So they put me in the trunk and they smuggled me through Yugoslavia. And then from Yugoslavia, they gave me this fake passport and they said, memorize your name, memorize your birthday, and you're going to be with this fake mom and brother. And then I met this fake mom and brother, and then 4 a.m. the next day, they grabbed us, they put us on the airplane, and we came to Boston. And I'll never forget when we came to Boston, the ICE stopped us, and he looked at my paperwork, and he's like, what is this? And I just started bawling. And I just used real life. I was like, my grandma just died, and I'm here because my parents, And the officer just looked at me and was like, turn around and run. He
That
let
was
me
nice.
go. Yeah. And I turned around and I ran, and I'll never forget, I had never seen doors that just opened. I was at the airport and these doors opened, and I was like, they're watching me. And I went outside, and then I'm like, what do I do now? So I came back inside, and I was so scared to be at the airport because I thought I'm going to get caught. There's no way I
Nobody was
made it out.
picking you up?
Well, at that point, I didn't know anything. So I went on the phone on the wall. So I called my mom at the
Rotary phone?
yeah.
This is 1950s?
This was 1997.
I haven't
Yeah,
seen those
they used
for
to have
like 50
those
years.
silver phones at the airports. And I called my mom at the restaurant, and I'm like, Mom, I'm here. And she started crying. She's like, how do you know you're here? I'm like, I'm here. I'm like, is anybody picking me up? And she's like, yes, there's this 6'1" tall guy with white spiky hair. His name is Tony. He's picking you up. And I turn around and I see this he was Australian guy with my picture when I was like 6, and I'm 12. But anyway, he's like walking around with the picture, and I'm like, that's me. And I was freaking out because I didn't have a good experience with the guys when I was getting smuggled. That's a side story I don't want to get into. And he saw that I was so traumatized, and he did this. And this joke in Albanian is not good. And I think he was doing that to make me laugh. But I thought, oh my God, he's gonna rape me, because the middle finger this way in Albanian is, like the middle finger this way. So I was so nervous to get him to play with him, and he kept saying, it's okay, relax, I'm taking you to your parents. And then we went to Detroit. Tony took me to Detroit, and I'll never forget, he pulled up at these apartments, and I looked, and I was like, no, this is not America. You picture America with all these tall buildings and this beautiful place, and Detroit did not look like that. And I wouldn't get out of the car. I'm like, I'm not coming out. I'm like, I'd rather go back to Albania. I didn't like it at first. I was so traumatized.
Detroit people are going to be a very fan.
I love you, Detroit. But, this is 12 miles.
Sorry, Detroit, you're worse than Albania.
Listen, why are you, why are you, you're
It's
firing,
okay.
you're like causing more problems now.
By the way, were you born here?
No, I was born in Armenia. I was 6 when my family moved here.
Oh,
Yeah.
you were like Nico, my brother.
We were actually drawing parallels because Armenians of Artsakh were just ethnically cleansed, and so we were talking about.
So you're from Artsakh?
I'm not. I'm from Yerevan, but my great grandparents were from there. My husband's family is largely from there.
So how did you?
We have a lot of roots there.
How did you feel about what was going on there? It must have been like upsetting.
You can't describe the feeling, as I'm sure Eva knows. You can't describe the feeling because everything from the injustice of it to just, Armenians, it's such a small population, so everybody has a friend or a family member who died. Like, it's not something that doesn't touch you.
Mm-hmm.
Every Armenian is affected by it.
Right.
And then, everything from just having your ancestors having lived there for thousands and thousands of years to now, like, they all fled without photo albums, without with just the clothes on their backs. So everything is basically lost.
Yeah.
So yeah.
So messed up.
What's the situation now, though? Is it died down?
Well, that's actually why I had referenced the Albanians, because we were talking about the fact that, it just feels impossible to go back to your home now.
Yeah.
Um, but I'm hoping that somehow there will be some sort of justice
Yeah.
and some legal actions that can actually change the outcome.
Yeah.
Yeah, of course. Isn't it weird that we're in 2024 and this is still happening? Like,
Yeah.
how are we going backwards?
Yeah, exactly.
hell?
Exactly. And that's the thing. That's all of the different like thoughts and feelings that you go through. You're like, there are all of these natural disasters and tragedies and things that happen in life, but people actually are willing to kill other people and go to war
Right.
over money and power
Of
and,
course.
It's
Yeah.
gonna be like that for a while.
Yeah.
Well,
It's
and the
really
fact
sad.
that you can actually just go and bomb churches and hospitals and schools,
Mhm.
I really can't imagine what kind of human being is okay with doing that, for any reason. So,
And how much
anyway.
trauma it causes, and it's like a generational,
Yeah.
trauma
Yeah.
that continues and continues, and it's like a never ending. Yeah, I don't know. Hopefully in the future, some sort of, I don't know, this doesn't, just weird that wars still exist in this
Yeah.
time.
Well, also like that's maybe why like Eva and I see a lot of immigrants that are a little bit weird about authority, and they like to just they want to start their own thing.
Yeah.
One of the things she brought up, which is kind of true, is that like immigrants are, I don't know if I should say this, immigrants are like very successful in comparison to a lot of the Americans that, like, almost more so.
Yeah.
And
We work our ass off.
they're really hard workers. They're more appreciative of like the opportunities that are given to them here. Whereas to Americans, and I can
that's
say
okay,
this,
because they're born into it, so they don't know how to.
they're
They
just,
can't compare it.
yeah, and they're just really hard workers. And they're typically the ones that are like starting businesses and starting shows, like that type of thing. So
It's so funny, when we started dating, he was 27, and I'm like, hey,
26.
okay, well, when we got really serious, you were 27. On your 27th birthday, we made out. Okay, that's when it was official. Anyway,
Okay. Fine.
August 9, 2015. So I remember I was like, hey, what's your credit score? And he's like, credit score?
Of all the
And I was
things
like,
to
of
bring up on the
course,
show,
absolutely. I'm like,
it was bad.
I plan to move in with this guy. I'm like, can you get an apartment? Like, what's your credit score? Because that means a lot to me.
It was
okay?
like 400.
And he's like, what's a credit score? I'm like, you're American. You're born here. You don't know your credit
No,
score.
I knew what it was. I just
No,
didn't
you
care
don't
about
know.
it.
Yeah, because no one taught you.
And I was
That's
like,
the problem.
oh, I'm an artist. It's okay.
Yeah, but that's
don't need-
crazy.
I don't
Like,
need
to me,
credit.
what my parents, they worked their ass off. They were crazy, and they were so clean. Like, they wouldn't even get a parking ticket because, they were immigrants. So they needed to make sure they do everything the right way. And they taught us at a very young age what, all of that is, just survive things that you want to survive.
Nobody taught
In
me.
America, that without a credit score, you're nothing. You can't get anything. There's no car, there's no house, there's no apartment. I mean, there's ways around it that Albanians have figured things out, but it's getting harder and harder.
Okay,
So,
but
yeah,
how
it's
did
like,
your parents get deported?
oh my God, it's so traumatic.
And how old were you?
I was 24, and then they came after me too. I was in jail as well at 25. After they took my parents, they came after me, and I was in jail for 8 weeks.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
In detention?
No, I was in jail.
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 What?
Yeah. So similar story.
Why do you think her character just got out of jail?
That's right.
That's really.
When my parents got, 6 a.m., my parents were living in San Diego. I brought them from Michigan. They lived in San Diego. My brother was in high school. And my dad called me at 6 a.m. from the closet. And my dad's a really tough man. He doesn't show emotions. And I had never heard him like that. And he's like, Eva, immigration is here. I think they got us. And I was like, no, what do you mean? And he's like, I gotta go. And then a couple hours later, I got a collect call. This is a collect call from Mama, it's me, my mom. And I started freaking out. I went straight to San Diego to take my brother to smuggle him back here. I'm like, oh my God, they're going to come after us. At that point, I was in the height of my career. I was doing really well modeling. I was really lucky. Since I started modeling, that's how, I made a living.
Can you believe she was modeling and working on the biggest campaigns?
Biggest
She didn't
campaigns.
even have a freaking green card?
No, I did a Doritos commercial. I did some of the biggest commercials. I did Diet Coke, Doritos. I did
So did
huge
Nico
campaigns.
was on the show. Her brother was on a
We
show.
went to, anyways, so every time I would show up on set and I had to sign paperwork, I would start freaking out because I would put American citizen, and I had to. I had no choice. Now I'm here alone, and my parents are gone. We're separated once again. They were amazing citizens, never did anything wrong. We just had a bad luck when we got our lawyer. Our lawyer was a drug addict, and she took all our money and ran away and never showed up in court. Therefore, we were in automatic denial with the Sixth Circuit Court in 2000. So we never even knew we had a deportation order until this happened. So then my parents get deported. They're immigrants in their own country. A year later, 6 a.m., the door knocks and the SWAT team is outside my house. I look outside the window and there's a SWAT team outside. So I'm naked and I go on the back of the house and I started running out naked, trying to run from them. And I hear, what do you call it when you're a runner? There was one female cop. She's like, runner. So I had a split second to make a choice. I'm like, I either get back to the house or run and jump over the fence. They're going to catch me. So I made that decision to come back in the house, close the door on them. And I'm like, oh, fuck. So I went upstairs. I'm like, what do? I can't call a lawyer. It's 6 a.m. I called my agent. I lived upstairs for my modeling agent. And I'm like, Missy, she's like, what the fuck's going on? Who's outside? I'm like, immigration. So then I snuck out. I'm like, look, we were on three-way. I'm like, I'm going to open the door. I'm going to come downstairs. You open your door and I'm just going to come inside. Because I didn't know the rules. I didn't know if they're going to come in and take me, So I went to her house. Her husband pulled up her car in front of the SWAT truck, and we were on three-way, and that's when I was like, open the door, went in her house. She had to show up to work by 9 a.m. I call my lawyer and she's like, Eva, what did you do? You're a fugitive now. And I'm like, well, what the fuck did you want me to do? It was like, instinctual to run. What was I going to do, And I'm like, why are they after me? And she's like, this is the law. You got to make things right. Just go in, turn yourself in. And I was like, no, I can't go in jail. I'll kill myself if they take me to Albania. I'm like, I'm American. Like, I'm from here. I had no choice. I was brought here as a kid. Like, why would they come after me? Like, I'm American. So then she's like, no, Eva, it doesn't work that way. She's like, ICE is on the phone. They're pissed. You're a fugitive now. You ran away. She's like, you got to turn yourself in. And I said, can you buy me a few days? This was on St. Patrick's Day. Okay. And which is supposed to be a lucky day, which it was a lucky day for me on a different area. Anyway, she bought me until Monday. So I had the weekend. I think it was Thursday. Monday, 8 a.m., I went to Twin Towers in downtown 300 South Los Angeles Street. And I turned myself in. They handcuffed me. They took me down, and I was like, here I am. And my lawyer dropped me. 2 days later, I was in jail, and she's like, Eva, I'm sorry, I can't take your case. That you're going to have to go back. And I'm like, if I go back, I will kill myself on the flight, because I'm not going back to Albania. Not only I have the most traumatic memories from this country, you know, and I'm very proud that I was born there, and I'm very proud of my story. I think a big part of who I am is because of my past. So I'm you know, grateful, but I'm American. I came here for a better life. I am American. I would die for this country. So um I found a new lawyer, and you know, I came out. I think it became such a big deal. A lot of like celebrities spoke about my case, and they came. The TV station came in to kind of shut me up. They're like, "Listen, this was before it was like popular. The children in cages, and they're like, you cannot talk about this." And I'm like, "Well, then get me out, get me out." And then 8 weeks later, I heard my number. And I came out, and the officer said, "I don't know how you're coming out, but you're coming out." And I'm like, "I told you so." And then I came out, and you know, I'm an American. I fought hard to be an American. I always tell them I'm the real American that fought for this country.
Yeah.
And then I brought my parents. My mom and dad are here with me now. They live with me. It's been 2 years. My mom 2 years, my dad 4 years. They were there for 12 long years.
12
12
years.
yeah.
So then you had to apply.
So then I had to apply, and we got denied again. And then I'm like, please just bring us back together, you know? And finally, 12 years later, they approved our case, and then...
So you didn't see your parents for 12 years?
No, because
Oh
I
my
couldn't travel for a
God.
long time. And then when my son, 2016, when my son was, 14? That's when he proposed.
6 months.
I hadn't seen my family since I was a little girl, my uncles, my grandma. And that's when Javier decided to propose, and we went back. And that's how we got engaged.
Yeah.
It was the first time seeing them.
What was jail like?
Oh my God.
Fun.
Very fun.
No,
I,
seriously, you in jail? That's not something that you really
I mean,
imagine.
it was tough, but like I knew that I'm doing it for the right reasons. And I'm like, all right, this is finally the last straw so I can become legal, and I don't have to hide anymore, and I don't have to do things, you know, the hard way anymore. It was tough. The first few days was tough because like, you know, I'm like this skinny, tall, pretty girl, and at that time there was a lot of immigrants from Haitians from, what happened in Haiti that year? There was like a huge hurricane or something.
Oh,
It was
earthquake, I
actually
think.
earthquake. It was really sad. Like I was like friends with each crew. Like every day I'd either hang out with the Haitians, they would do my hair. And my agent came to see me on like a Friday.
Ethiopians.
Ethiopians was so sad. Like I learned so much about cultures, and even being in that position, I felt so grateful. Like the type of people I was meeting and the stories I was hearing, I'm like, oh shit, like I can't complain about my story is nothing. What I was hearing and there was sad. And you know, there was immigrants that, you know, this girl had stabbed and killed her fiance, and she had never gotten her green card. She was here since she was 2, and they were deporting her. So there was criminals that were immigrants, and then there were immigrants kind of like me that were just coming here for a better life, and you know, they got caught. So there were so many different kinds of groups, but it sucked. But oh my God, when I came out, I was so grateful to just be free, because like once you go in there and they just shut everything, like when you hear that and you're fucking in, like there's nothing you can do to get out. There's this like feeling of like you can't do anything to get out, you know? And I remember when I came out that first morning, I woke up and the sun was shining in my face. I was like, I will never take this for granted. It felt so good to be free and just to be like, you know, out. And I was full of life. I was like, nothing could take me down.
Yeah.
Once I accomplished that, I was like, oh my God, there's nothing I can't do. So I'm really grateful for the experiences I've had, you know. It sucked at that time, but I'm grateful that it happened to me now.
It's interesting. You just feel people's vibes sometimes, how certain people are more grounded, have similar values to you. And a lot of times it's people who share a similar perspective because of the hardships that they've been through. So people who have experienced war and real hardships, it's like you don't take things for granted, and little fake problems are not problems to you. You're
Oh
just
my
like,
God, yes.
you
Yeah.
know, because even Serge Tankian, the System of a Down vocalist that was here, he also escaped a civil war in Lebanon, and he has his grandparents' stories being genocide survivors. And like when you come with like real life problems, it just changes your perspective, and it changes the way, I think it also helps you become successful in a way in your professional endeavors also, in the sense that you're not afraid of little failures and of being judged and all of these things, because you're like, okay, there are
Yeah.
real problems in life, so somebody laughs at me or thinks I'm an idiot or whatever. It's just, not really a big deal.
Oh, 100%. Oh my God, 100%. You just like gives you this tough skin. Now, don't get me wrong. There's days where I do lose some stuff, and I let little things kind of get to me. But I have a great reminder over here that always.
What gets to you?
Shit. A lot of things. What gets to me, baby?
What gets to you meaning makes you mad?
I'm like anger. Like
What gets to you, like in your professional life, more
health,
so?
anything health related, especially being a mom with my kids. If they get fucking sick, I lose it. Like that I
Yeah.
can't control.
Yeah.
But
Oh,
professionally, like we don't have a boss, So like everything
What do
is
you mean you
on.
don't have a boss? Of course you have a boss.
No, you know what I mean. Like
I mean, I don't have a boss, but you have a boss.
right, sure. So like we have to be self-sufficient.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So like, what can be tough sometimes is like, okay, if you're having an off day or off week, you're responsible for your career. So there's nobody like that's gonna go, hey, you gotta be funny and start shooting and whatever. Like you have to, like even when working on our movie coming up, we have to be like self-sufficient and,
And then I go straight to him because I'm like, hey, we haven't shot in 4 days. Like it's your fault.
yeah. Well, it is my fault.
Yeah.
Yeah. Sometimes I'm
I'm a workaholic. I love work. So what if I have like an off week where I'm not working as much as I think, which I don't even think I'm ever satisfied. Am I ever satisfied?
in what way?
Like just like enough of work or life, anything. I feel like there's always more and more and more, and I feel like I can always do more, and I can, I'm not doing enough.
I mean, you always want more, right? Isn't that the beauty of life?
Yeah.
You're always reaching for something else.
Yeah.
You move into a house, it's really cool in the beginning, and then after a couple of years, you're like, all right, I need
a bigger house,
a better place. So.
Yeah, that's what people who basically have access to everything complain about, that it's hard to get a thrill out of anything. So if you're born, especially if you're born into a lot of money and a lot of resources where you're just able to get anything that you want to get, then it's like if you can't work towards stuff, strive towards something special, it's really hard to appreciate.
Yeah.
I think that's the cool thing about you guys, that you've built this together and you guys work together.
Yes.
And you're entrepreneurial and you're your own bosses. To me, that's what's special about what you guys do, that you don't rely on other people to give you a chance now. You create your own chances.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, well, and also with money, it's like I my family was relatively poor.
What's your background? Where are you from? You were born in
I was born here.
LA?
Yeah.
And your parents?
My mom was born in Argentina. My father was born in Afghanistan. So I have, but if you do my DNA test that. It's just like every single
The
country.
whole world.
I have,
He has all the colors of the whole world. That's so cool.
yes. I don't have like a one lineage that I can say those are my people. You know. What was your question?
You said your family was poor. So
Yeah.
My single mom. So my
Okay.
mom was, you know, taking care of us on her own.
Was
Me
your
and my
dad in your
sis.
life, or
My dad was, when I like growing up, my dad wasn't really around too much. He, you know, they were young, like they were 19 when they had me. So my dad was a kid, you know, and he just, you know, doing his thing, and he came into my life later, but like my mom was a single mom, and I had to, you know, I just had to deal with poverty, you know. And it was nice to like, actually, what's funny is Ava was better off than I was. And we were born here.
It would make me mad. I'm like, you're American. What the hell's wrong?
I want to give you some credit though. So like when I met Ava, that's when I'm like, okay, I can have I can have a better life. Like she actually caused me to elevate my way of thinking and expectation, you know, which is very, you know, it's shameful. Like that I didn't have that already. You know, I needed an immigrant who just got out of jail a few years prior to teach me about like striving for better.
So bad.
No, but it's, you know, you did. And that was, you know, that was like the first time I'm like, wow, I can create anything I want.
an immigrant who just got out of jail?
Yeah.
Right. I love
Yeah.
You
That was
deserve
cute.
it all.
I love you too.
I really think that who you marry is probably one of the most important decisions in your life, because it really does. Either it completely drags you down or it elevates you. If it's not elevating you, you're in the wrong relationship.
Yeah,
For sure.
it's true.
Yeah.
Yeah, when I met him, I would tell him all the time, I'm like, you're a fucking genius and you don't even know it. How's that possible? He was so like everything about him. I used to tell him all the time, I wish I can take your brain and study it. Like he was just pure,
It's nice of you.
pure genius in every way. It was like so cool, and I'm like, it was like an untapped genius. I was like,
So one thing Ava taught me about, excuse me, was spirituality.
Yeah.
You know, and learning about, you know, way like mindset and things like that. So, you know, I got to learn that, you know, and apply it to my life, and you know, something that we've started to teach our kids, and you know, hopefully teach the world one day.
So tell me about that. What is the mindset?
So like law of it, I mean, everybody hears this law of attraction, but I mean, there's so many, so much deeper than just that. It's just pretty much just positive thinking. I think we can achieve anything we want as long as you believe you can. And
I can even get into more detail. So teaching me that
student past the teacher and explain it better.
teaching that you're writing your story, right?
Yeah.
It's something I never thought I was in control of, like I had the wheel, but you do. You have the, you know, of course there's variables that you cannot control, but you write your own story. So, for example, like my mother, if, you know, my mother struggled financially, right? And one of the things, you know, she's changing it slowly now, but like she'd always say is, we're broke, we're poor, we don't have this. And you hear that enough, it becomes a part of your identity. So when I met her and I would like use language like that, she would go, whoa, 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 whoa. She goes, you don't talk like that. And so I started to, you know, change that mindset of like, okay, you know, I'm all like saying all the things I want to be, even if I don't feel like I am yet, you know. I started to like, yeah, law of attraction or whatever, positive reinforcement. And then, you know, we started to apply that to our life, even with marriage. I'll say, if we're having a month where we're fighting all the time, I'll be like, my wife and I get along. You know, my wife and I have harmony, and I'll just say that a lot.
And then you start seeing those things, just like you could see the wrong things. And I think people are addicted to complaining, and trust me, I do it too. I'm not perfect. Nobody
You're a
is,
pretty prolific complainer,
yeah.
but you're
But
good at
still,
catching it though.
yeah, I catch it, but it feels good. Sometimes you just want to do it, but then I feel like the more you do it, then you get into this like cycle of, and then you look for it, and then you see it, and then you'll get in a fight with someone, and then you'll crash, or that it just continues, and it's like a cycle. So why can't we do that on the other side, on the more positive side, and you can,
Yeah.
and it's beautiful, it's life-changing.
Yeah.
And
To be conditioned to look at the positivity in
Mhm.
everything instead of seeing the negative, because it's empowering to do so. If you're complaining, you do become a victim of your own mind, of
Mhm.
circumstances, and then it
Mhm.
takes your power away
Yeah.
to do what you want to do.
Yeah, that's right. Didn't they do that study with water where they took 2 glasses of water and for 30 days,
Yeah, I heard
spit,
about some
like
of
they
that.
said, like, I hate you to the one and I love you to one, and then the water started turning black, the hate, and then the other one, right?
Yeah, I don't know if this is a study or not, but I heard this.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I don't know.
So it's the power of, words. And that's what got me through jail. When you asked me earlier, what was that like? It was cool because right before that happened, I got deep into spirituality and I was craving something. I grew up Catholic. So for me, religion never, like, I had so many questions about it, but it felt good. But then when I started asking these questions, I never got satisfied with the answers. It was like a little fear-based. And I was like, there has to be more. And then once I discovered spirituality, it just resonated with me. It just felt good. And I started reading a lot of spiritual books, and I got into Abraham Hicks, which changed my life. I love Esther Hicks, and I started reading books, and then I went to jail. So it was so cool to put this to test in jail, because every day I would wake up in the morning after we did chow time at 5 a.m. I would picture myself getting out and my number getting called, and I would picture the officer releasing me every single morning.
You would picture your
Every
number
single
getting
morning.
called?
Every single morning, and exactly what I would picture happened.
That's cool.
So, and I would say thank you to the officers, and it was like, that's why I can't think of like hardship in there, because I was using all what I was learning, and it worked, and it was so empowering and life-changing. So when I came out, I was like, oh my God, this works. I felt like I discovered this like magic about life. And there's days where you kind of, it's harder to use than others.
One of the things that I really like about comedy is that when you're laughing, you can't laugh, and I mean you can, but most of the time when you're laughing, you're happy, right?
Yeah.
It brings a sort of joy to your moment or your day, and that's a lot of the times what people will come up to us and say, or they'll write to us and they'll be like, I was having the worst day, and you guys made me laugh and changed everything, or whatever.
You bring so much joy to my life. Oh gosh.
Or like you helped our marriage. Those are great. And again, when you're laughing, you're feeling good. So it's a cool thing to like, make people. Maybe that's why I like comedy. Is it making people feel good? I can't stand like scary movies,
I hate
because
scary movies too. I'm like, who wants to get scared? Like, why do people do that?
you don't feel good.
Yeah.
I'm just stressed.
Yeah, totally. And I love the art in sad films, but my husband always makes fun of me. He's like, oh yeah, this movie I have to watch without you, because I'm like, if I'm gonna cry, I don't want to watch it. I'm just not.
Well, wait,
I'm not there anymore.
I have to
I can't
figure
do
this
it.
out.
Yeah.
What's the draw to crying? Is it? I need to understand that.
Well, like if there's a really depressing movie where someone has, I don't know, like a life-threatening illness or whatever, and then it's just a sad. After I watched Leon the Professional, I was depressed for like 3 days.
That movie
So
was great.
it's probably one of my it is one of my favorite movies of all time. Top 3 for sure.
Yes.
Now when I rewatch it, I always
skip the sad
skip
parts.
the end. I skip, like, I watch it to a certain point because I can't handle it. It just completely, I was depleted after watching.
I wonder why humans are drawn to that.
To drama? Because we're addicted to drama. That's why we complain.
Like,
we love that shit.
She loves learning about like murders and stuff.
Dude, because I love the psychology. Like, I want to know, how can you let yourself get to that point?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, I
love the curiosity.
Yes, I love the psychology of that. Like, what makes a murderer? Like, and what are you doing it for? I love knowing what drives someone to do something, and I want to understand the feeling. Like, I'm all feelings. I'm all about feelings. So that's why I'm just really curious. Like, one of my things is, like, I would love to interview a serial killer.
Well, maybe we can.
I would love that.
Maybe we'll bring him here.
Yeah.
Thanks.
Sona.
Yeah, I'm good.
Don't worry, I'll be there. Nothing will happen. I will protect you. I just need to know, what the fuck are they thinking?
But that's also what makes you a really good actress, because you really do delve into the psychology and into the emotion of each character. So do you feel like you're playing yourself in the skits?
I'm always myself. I just, I'm living truthfully under imaginary circumstances.
So all the ex-girlfriend murders and all of that stuff, where does that come from? You just slightly hurt?
No.
Is that what she was really in jail for? No. Am I getting a different story here?
So, that's just me. A typical topic like women can be jealous of is like an ex-girlfriend.
Why women? What about men? Men can
too.
be jealous.
No, for sure. I think I've had my fair share. So
yeah.
It's just not as funny when it's just not as funny. Okay, can we let finish? There you go. It's just not as funny when it's a guy, So like one of the things
you had a skit that I thought was very funny where you guys get into a fight in the car and then she walks out and immediately she gets hit on by another guy.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
That's
I was like, that's right.
Right. No, that's how it works. And what I've done, I think, is I've like turned down because when I get mad, it's not funny. It's like
when men get mad, it's scary.
It can come off. Now I've gotten mad in skits before, but like, I would take the ex-girlfriend thing because that's something that's a little bit easier to swallow if it's the woman. And Eva, she's gotten jealous of certain things, and
who wants to hear of your exes? Like in the beginning, if he would talk about his exes, I would try to hide it, but he could probably see through how I felt. He stopped, obviously,
but
it's gone.
I also Illuminati. Here we go.
Oh my God! There you go.
She does that, and then people go.
People think I'm a part of Illuminati. You'll never know. I might be.
She's not.
Can you?
You're not.
Cut that. I might be.
So, and also, I also like see people like, so I'll write something and I'll be like, I know the audience is going to relate to this, and I use Eva as the
star,
the way to convey that.
And I think that's what makes, besides the fact that you're both gorgeous and funny, I think that's what makes you guys so successful, that everything you do is so relatable to so many couples. And that's where all the shares come from, because they're all probably sending it to their significant others or to their friends, because they've all been through similar situations.
I think a huge part of our content is being able to share it and relatability. Oh my God, is that a word?
Relatability.
Relatability.
And it's also your people have to understand It's a joke. We're making fun of something that, yeah, it can be a serious topic for some, but we're making light of it. We're laughing about it. It's not a big deal.
Yeah, some
Okay, but
people
also
take-
some
yeah.
people, I've seen some of the comments where some people just don't have a sense of humor
No.
about certain things and they'll get offended by anything. How do you deal with that? Where it's like, come on.
It's just honestly, we
Ignore it.
we get like 95% positive always. That it's like that sprinkle. It's just like, oh, they're having a bad day or it triggered something. Either they were in some sort of an abusive relationship, and that topic means a lot to them, and I get it, you know. But it's
What I find interesting is we're living in a time now
very sensitive.
where, no, with social media, it's like you're getting instant feedback.
Yeah.
You know, with like movies or TV, you know, yeah, there's like maybe sample audiences or whatever, but for the most part, you don't know what everybody's thinking or whatever. With this, it's like I can read right away if somebody thought I was annoying or if this was offensive, you know, so like, and I'll be honest, I was a little bit more offensive in the beginning with the writing.
Yeah, we got a couple of calls from our agent. We did a video with our son. It was a joke. Half of it was ADR'd after, but it was like a dirty joke. And because he's a kid, you know, a lot of people, it was so funny. It was either you loved
that
it
one.
and it was their favorite and they were dying, or you hated it. And I think it's at 500 million views right now on YouTube. We had to take it down everywhere else. And I think we were up for some brand deal. They were very offended.
We
lost
pulled
the
out
job. They
of the
pulled out.
agreement.
And our agent called us. Actually, it was such a serious.
Which I don't
we
care.
need a meeting, like a FaceTime meeting. And I was like, uh-oh. And they're like, take it down. And I was like, all right, let's make a deal. I'll take it down everywhere but YouTube. I'm not taking it down off of YouTube. So
I do want to say this though. I feel like comedy right now in this day and age, which by the way, it's changed so much in the last like what 10 years. Isn't it weird?
Yeah.
When I met you, I met you like what 10 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it was way different than now,
Yeah.
right?
Most of the stuff would not be on the air.
Like I'd say 80%.
Yeah.
8 out of 10.
It's a
would
sad
be-
time for comedy
Yeah.
right now.
It is.
But again, which is
I'm gonna
why
change that.
it's cool. Yeah, but that's why it's so cool that you guys are creating your own content, because you see that people are, for the most part, still on the same page as far as like we want to see funny things. We're not offended by everything. So it's not necessarily a reflection of where the audience is.
Yeah, you're right.
And there's a
More
distinction there.
fear-based. A lot of content
Yeah.
creators are scared to touch that, you know?
Yeah, and the media is really manipulating, I think,
100%, of course.
what we perceive as
Like if you watch a video, you're offended by it, and your husband watches the same video and he laughs hysterically, right? You say that video's not funny. It's like, no, the video is funny. You don't find it funny.
Yeah.
Someone else does. Therefore, your opinion is, for whatever reason, you don't find that funny,
Mhm.
which is normal. Everybody has their own opinions and they come from different, you know, traumas and triggers or whatever. It's fine. But like with comedy, it's always supposed to be subjective to the audience. Why would you want to censor something because you're offended by that? If somebody else might relate to it and find it funny. So like what I want to do with movies, you know, very strategically is, you know, bring that back where it's like, you know, we can joke about anything. It's okay. It's not real,
Right.
you know?
And I think for actors, that's a part of what we love so much about acting too, that you could totally be in one state of mind in your real life, but when you are in your scene, you're completely cut off
Yeah.
from your reality, and you really get to shift your emotions, your state of mind, your everything. It's therapeutic for you as an actor, and I think it's therapeutic for the audiences too that want to. It's music, and music is like one of the fastest mediums to change your state of being, and I think the second one is probably film
I
or
want to get you acting again too.
I do too. Oh,
Yeah,
I
it's
was
good.
I was so honored that you guys included me in your skit. That was so
If
much
you guys
fun.
haven't seen it, go see it.
And I freaking tagged the wrong Sona on TikTok. But it's
I
so
don't know
weird.
how that
And
happened.
but I don't even know, like, this is a glitch on TikTok, such a big app where I
Yeah.
cannot delete or
Untag
edit
her.
it. So what I've done 3 times, I
Yeah.
go on edit and I delete her tag,
Yeah.
and then it comes right back, and then it won't let me edit for another 24 hours. And then when I do that, it still comes back. It's impossible to remove the tag once it's tagged.
The funny thing
So
is that
bizarre.
other Sona has my husband's last name, so
That's
technically,
yeah,
fair
I
enough.
mean,
What?
he
That's
has 2
weird.
wives.
yeah.
That
Watch
is
out.
that is
Yeah.
We'll talk
weird.
about this
Yeah.
after
So had
the
I
podcast.
taken his last name,
You
know,
would. It would have been
Yes.
fun.
it would have. Yeah.
Do you
So
know that
was
Sona?
funny. Yeah, we've met her in
That
past.
is
Well, you know, Armenians, you all kind of know
No
each
way.
other. So
That's
yeah.
so bizarre.
So she's probably like, "What's happening
That's
here?"
so weird.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
need to ask her. Like, I
We
need to
actually
find-
saw her, I think, like a day before, 2 days before at our friend's art show. So
You need to
Yeah.
text her and be like, "Are you
yeah,
getting?"
I don't have her number.
The
Otherwise, I would
Armenian
have.
community
Yeah.
is like such a
So tight.
like
It's a very
It's
tight knit
tight.
community.
I
Yeah.
love it
Yes.
so much.
Yeah.
It's so amazing.
Yeah.
like if
I
I
love-
could meet an Armenian. Now, I understand that Armenians are spread across the world, right, in different countries. But like, I can meet an Armenian, and more than likely they'll somehow know you or so and so, just because they're
Yeah.
tight.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's so cool.
I love that.
Yeah, there's always like 1 degree of separation with Armenians. We all know
Right.
each other somehow.
And they're
Yeah.
so cool. Like, they treat us like family. They're like, their love is so cool. Like, they're so loyal and like,
One thing about Armenians that when we're on the topic is they got you.
yeah.
You know what I'm saying? No, I understand there's a lot, there's Armenians that whatever don't like that type of Armenian or whatever. But for the most part, it's like they're super loyal to
Loyalty's
each
a
other.
big thing for Armenians. Yeah.
Yes.
That's what I love too.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
they will ride and die for you.
Yeah, I love
Yeah.
that.
Yeah,
It's
for
very
sure.
similar to Albanians for me, so I
met-
resonate with it.
I met an Armenian at your party, and he just I met him for a couple hours, and all of a sudden we became great friends.
Yeah. Just
Yeah.
like that.
And he's
And he's so
Yeah.
he's
I
like, I
love
got you
that
anything you need.
Yeah.
Blah.
So the way that we reconnected again, my husband, like we always send each other funny videos, like Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, whatever. We send each other stuff all the time, even if we're like in bed right next to each other and we're both
Yeah.
just exhausted
Yeah, yeah.
from a day with the kids. We're like sending each other stuff and not talking so that the kids don't wake up.
Yeah.
So he sends me a video and I'm just like laughing hysterically. It's so funny. And then a few days pass and I get the same video on Instagram from a girlfriend of mine. And again, I'm like, oh, I saw this. My husband sent it to me. So funny. But this time I'm looking a little more closely. I'm like, wait a minute. I know this guy.
No way.
Because we
That's so
hadn't seen
cool.
each other for
Yeah.
like 10 years.
Yeah.
So I just message him right away on Instagram and I'm like, oh, I hope he checks his like DMs because,
Yeah.
like
He
when
usually
you're...
does it, so I'm surprised. I usually have to check the DMs.
With your name, I only knew one Sona. So
Luckily you do.
Yeah.
Your wife doesn't, but
Well, I don't know the other Sona. I just happened to see the last name.
yeah.
yeah.
So as
next
soon as
time
I
he's
saw
doing
it,
the tagging, okay?
Yes.
yes.
Yeah.
So
no,
as soon
always
as I-
do the posting.
As soon as I saw it, I was like, I remembered you, right? It wasn't very hard.
Yeah.
And what I'll do is I'll go, is anybody important? No offense. All the fans are important.
That's
not what I meant.
No, that's really
Like
so
any-
nice.
No. Yeah.
Yeah, I get a lot of
Yeah.
dumb DMs too.
I'm
Opposite
sure,
of me,
yeah.
I will open I'll spend hours a day.
You don't want to say that.
I-
You're gonna start getting all kinds
I
of
know.
messages.
Yeah,
and
cut
I
that.
just I don't
Yeah.
know. I want to give them love back. I
Yeah.
don't know. I love all our fans, but continue opposite of
It's
it.
very time consuming though.
Yeah, well,
But
the part
yeah,
of
you
the
go
job.
you go through who should I answer or whatever, and then you
Yeah.
fucked up.
Yeah, and it's so funny because it had been like over a decade, and then I go back to my husband and I'm like, remember that skit that I was in like 10 years ago? Because I filmed, like, we both did some of our first acting material together. Me too.
Find it, babe.
He keeps like giving me the
run
around. He's not
In fact,
getting.
I was gonna prepare the video for this.
Oh, cool.
Um,
Maybe we can put it at the end of the show.
Hopefully it's really bad and really embarrassing, which it probably is, because that will make it funnier. Like, if it was good, it wouldn't be funny.
No, you were fine.
No,
I
was probably terrible. You know what the funniest thing is about acting for like someone like me who is a control freak? Maybe you can relate. In a way. I don't know if like the beginning of your acting experience was like this, but you know, Armenians, like, we're so disciplined with a lot of things. I don't want to generalize and speak for all Armenians, but in general, like, manners are an important thing. You have to sit with your legs crossed, you have to chew with your mouth closed, you have to, you know, so all of these things where you really learn to be controlled and contained. Well, that's not the best formula for acting, is it? So the first time
do all of it,
you have to basically break yourself apart for acting. So the first time that I had to do a really dramatic scene for acting, I'm like really feeling the feels. I'm into the emotions of it. I'm like, oh, this is going to be so good, because I feel things so deeply that people are going to feel the drama, and this is just going to be such a moving scene. And then, you know, they film your scenes that you're doing so that you can look at it and criticize, like self-criticize a little bit and all of that. So I watch the scene, literally no emotion. Like, you're looking at basically like a wall that just looks dead inside, okay? And almost like a little possessed. Like, there was nothing slightly moving. It was so bad that it was like the first sense of shock, I think. I was like, I thought I would be so good at this. And then I realized I suck at drama because I'm so used to hiding my emotions and kind of like building walls around stuff. Again, maybe it's that whole immigrant kid thing.
It's a background, it's a cultural thing. Albanians are the same. I think I ran from that, though. It's like, oh, you want me to do that? I'm gonna do this.
Totally, me too.
Oh, but you want me to sit like this? I'm gonna sit like this.
Absolutely.
I know.
And I've talked about that actually with my husband a lot too, because all of the expectations, you start to kind of like move those barriers and create your own thing because you don't want to succumb to any of the rules or anything like that. But there are certain things that you're just conditioned internally. And I think a part of it is, I hate using the word trauma, but like the trauma of moving away from your family to a new country, starting a new school when you don't understand the language and all of that stuff. And you don't want people to see you in a weak state, because probably it's just a way and of like protecting yourself. And then so you do create the wall and the barriers so that you don't get hurt. And then in acting, that's like the worst thing. There's no vulnerability.
You were feeling it, right?
Inside,
but so one of the things I've noticed is it, with a lot of camera experience, you'll eventually start to understand what you're showing and what you're not showing. And that comes with time. You know, so like in the beginning, like she maybe was a little bit more closed off.
I was,
It's just normal.
And then I'll be like, what the hell? Like, I felt so different. Why is there nothing there?
That's hard. And that's the thing. I love comedy for that very reason, because I could make fun of myself. That's maybe, again, a part of being a control freak, of like, as long as it's on my terms, I know I'm being goofy. I know I'm being funny. That's what I want to show you. So then it's so much fun, and it's fun to watch too. Like, for me, I don't cringe watching myself do comedy, but if I watch myself do drama, it's like terrible.
That's so
I feel you.
Terrible.
That's so interesting. I remember when I was going to acting school a long time ago, this actor was speaking and talking about, you know, he was a working actor, and he said it takes 20 years to become an actor once you start working on it. And I was like, 20 years? God, that sounds so long. But he's like, eventually it feels like an instrument. You can like use your emotions like an instrument, but it takes a long time. And unless you're doing it and watching yourself do it, there's no school that can teach you. It's impossible. you'll learn the basics, but unless you actually do it and you watch it and you fail and get up and learn over and over and over and over, there's no school that can teach this.
Wait a second. So you're not playing yourself? This is not real?
I am.
Which is what everybody always asks her.
I am playing myself. I just told you I'm
No, I
living
know,
truthful
but-
under imaginary circumstances.
Yes. And so that's one thing people don't realize is like that's who she is.
Can you
But-
zip it? Can you not share all my
Well,
secrets?
I don't know if I want people to know you're actually
we
a
have a
trained
zip?
actress. Maybe I
Well,
want
we can
people
cut
to
that.
realize you're really crazy. You know?
Well, am I not?
No, you are.
Okay, then you don't have to worry about that. Trained or not trained, either you're crazy or you're not. Huh? You have something right here.
Thank you.
How does it work if we have to use the restroom?
Just walk out.
Oh, yeah?
Mm-hmm.
Are you sure?
Yes, and then maybe we could turn the air conditioning down a little because my nose is runny. I'm
My
like,
gosh,
"Oh,
mine
oh."
too.
Yours mine was
I'm
running
like-
too, and I was like, I
Which
hope.
never happens
Me
to me.
too.
I don't
Okay,
know.
I don't know what
My-
you
my
guys
nose
fight
is running
about,
too.
but this is what we fight
I
about.
love
no,
it.
we fight about this every
I
day.
love it.
This
It's cool. The
Like
colder the
that,
better
he's
for
so
me.
hot all the time.
too.
I'm freezing
Me
all the
too.
time.
I
Yeah.
tell him there's something wrong with him. I told him,
I
please
could
go
live
check
in the
yourself.
snow.
There's
Yeah, yeah,
something
yeah.
wrong.
See, that's another thing that I think most couples can relate to.
Yeah.
Quick break to thank one of the sponsors of today's episode, MX Motor Lounge and Leasing. I've personally used their services for both leasing and buying a car, and they truly made the whole process seamless. If you're in Los Angeles and looking for a friendly, knowledgeable team to help guide you through your next vehicle purchase, look no further than this award-winning local dealership. Visit MX Motorsports for more information. That's EMEXMOTORS.com. Well, everything you guys do is funny. Like, seriously, how do you, at this point, like, one of your skits has 1 billion views about, right?
Oh,
Almost.
I wish.
The one with Odin. No, I think it's
Some-
750 million views.
Just 750.
I mean,
I-
throughout all platforms for sure.
Yeah.
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 But that's insane. How
a
is
lot.
it that every single thing you guys put out goes viral? I mean, that's a content creator's dream.
Let's not jinx it. No,
None of that is what.
Well, you already have
I
the
know,
evil eyes
no,
and
that's
everything,
true.
so you're good.
I'm protected. No,
Yeah.
no. I think it's him. This is an answer for him, but I'm gonna answer a little bit, and then I'm gonna let you answer the rest. Okay? You tell her. You go through a step. Heath, what do you call it? You call an idea once you write.
I'm
your
not gonna
script.
talk about my secrets.
I'm gonna tell you your secrets.
No,
You've told my secrets.
I'm not talking about. No. I will say this: the way I've seen success in skits is I will always ask myself, is it something that people can relate to? Right? Sometimes I'm just like, I don't care if they relate to it. I find it funny. Those usually don't do well.
That's
my humor is
interesting.
weird, but
Oh
no,
my god, his humor is so freaking weird. So
I'll laugh at the weirdest things.
Oh
Yeah,
my-
like
I don't
what?
know.
He's such
Gosh,
a nerd.
I knew you were gonna
He's
ask that.
such a nerd.
I can't think of anything right now, but yeah, my humor is. I laugh at weird things, and there's times. Oh, here's a great example. I made a video. I made a skit where my buddy's telling me, or no, I'm telling my buddy, hey, this is how you pick up women. You gotta put them down, make them feel bad about themselves. And then she walks by, and I go, fuck you, right? And then she turns around and flips me off, and I'm like, give it time. It's okay. So that video didn't do well, but I thought it was fucking hilarious.
See, it's again where the man is a little too angry. Because you were asking earlier why not flip the roles.
Yeah.
You know?
Well, what was that guy's name? John Likas? Something Likas or something? There was this radio guy that
Tom
basic...
Likas.
Tom Likas.
I used to listen to the show when I was like 20.
I don't know. who that
Hopefully
is.
you didn't
It
try
didn't
any of
rub
that
off.
on her.
It didn't rub off on me. No,
Yeah.
I don't know who
No.
that is.
he's a misogynistic radio
He's basically like, you walk into a bar and you pick the hottest girl at the bar and then you treat her like shit. And she's going to go home with you because all of the other guys at the bar are
The
telling
nice
her
guys.
how beautiful she is and all of that. So if you put her down and make her feel like shit, she's going to be pondering, well, why didn't he find me attractive? Why didn't he? So that was basically, in a
Guys,
nutshell.
please don't try it.
No, absolutely.
Try it.
But the funny thing is, because I heard Tom Likas, I could like smell it from a mile away.
Wow.
I could tell like which guys listen to him religiously because you see that like they're using it as a strategy.
wow.
And I was like, oh, what a
Is it
turn
still
off.
on? Like, is he still doing
I think so. Is
Okay.
he?
I don't know.
But
It's probably
absolute-
canceled.
Yeah, terrible.
I haven't listened to him in like 15 years.
I don't. Yeah, that
But-
was the last I heard of him
But yeah, like
back then.
maybe
But
15. I don't know. But like if you're, what was I talking about before that?
the stuff that you would find to be funny,
oh,
but
about like
didn't
how
really
come all this stuff
resonate.
goes viral?
Yeah.
I mean, our standard is different now. Like for me, a couple million is like, okay, it was all right. It was decent.
Yeah, it's actually depressing. He'll be like, oh, that bomb.
But that just tells,
That bombed.
Yeah.
yeah.
A bomber for us about 1 to 2 million.
But it sounds like we're gloating. I'm not. Actually, what I do is like I look at the average, right? So if like on average 10 to 15 million people are watching and then I get a 1 million, I'm like, okay, why was this not as successful,
Yeah.
right? And you learn, you go, okay, how can I do better?
Oh, you know what I thought was really interesting when I was on set with you guys and we were shooting the skit
Mhm.
where I participated.
You did great.
Yeah, you did great.
It
We
was
have
a
to finish the
tough
second
part.
one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Just please don't give me the same food the second time around
we're
because
gonna
I'll
be
die.
fine.
Oh my God, what was that? Like that broccoli, I don't know how you guys made it smell the way that it did. It helped the acting.
I didn't
but
make it smell. It made it smell like that on its own.
I think I
Yeah.
have like PTSD.
But I promise it was fresh.
Yeah.
No, but what I thought was interesting is you have all of these resources available to you now and you decide to shoot on iPhones.
Mhm.
Yeah.
So why?
Well, typically what I've noticed is a viewer that watches social media, right, on their phones, they're watching it on their phones and they're used to seeing videos shot from a phone, an iPhone. So
Familiarity.
there was several skits we shot with a very, very expensive camera and lighting equipment and all this, which we still use lighting, but and it didn't do well.
Yeah. People thought it was like a commercial or a movie, and they'll skip because they'll either think they're trying to sell you something, or their eyes just not used to it's familiarity. I
So
think.
then, that's what I noticed. So when you see a video on social media, like on Instagram or YouTube, and it's shot with a really, really high-end camera, it feels like either a clip from a movie or it feels like a commercial or an ad, because typically ads will use professional equipment, right? So iPhones, typically just our eyes are more comfortable watching that.
And
That's
it's great
interesting,
quality.
yeah.
I mean, it's lighting. I think it's 50% of it.
Yeah.
For sure.
Some bad lighting. I mean, the videos.
Lighting changes
Yes.
everything.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You guys know
Yeah.
that
Yeah.
better than anybody.
He's a psycho about lighting. Like, as you saw,
Yeah.
50% of
Because
the
of
time
you,
it's
because of
fixing
her.
the lighting. That's true. He used to make me look
You're
really
making
bad.
me look ugly, and I'm like, okay,
You're
well,
like, you're just ugly. You were gonna say that?
no. I'm meaning like I wouldn't think about lighting in the beginning, but
And
because
coming from modeling background where, you always look perfect, it was such a shock to my eye when I
Yeah.
started doing comedy.
Bad lighting plus
Right,
iPhones?
exactly. And he used to be like,
Yeah.
well, comedy, you shouldn't you shouldn't worry about vanity. And I'm like, it's not about worrying about vanity, but I still like to look at myself and feel pretty. It's really important for a girl, for
A little
everybody.
vanity is
Is
important.
a little
I
bit.
was
Now,
not-
I'm
you know,
usually
I was not
as-
right by saying that. I was wrong, but at the time I thought I was right.
Well, from a professional standpoint too. I mean, the better
I
you.
want to look at good-looking people.
Yeah.
Yes,
So
it's part of actually good. Yes, that's part of the reason I was
Yeah.
wrong.
Yeah, and I think it's because you always see me so beautiful from every angle.
Correct.
Right?
well,
Yes.
it is a compliment. He
So
sees
he
you.
could've-
Yeah.
Yeah, sure.
I would say she would say I look horrible. I'd say you look beautiful.
And that's it. That's all he'd say. And I'm like, no, I can see it.
Moving
You're
on.
just saying it
Yeah.
to make me feel better.
No, I mean it.
Well, now I look. Now you've gotten really good at lighting. I'm giving you a compliment. I'm talking about the past. Past is the past.
Yeah.
The future is bright. No, literally bright because of the lighting. Get it?
Look at that.
joke
She's
is
got
good.
the card ready.
A fan
Okay.
question.
Okay,
All
let's
right.
do it.
First question, Angela S. What do you think is the most important part of keeping your relationship fresh and healthy and alive?
Wow, that's a good one. Go ahead, you can answer first.
Okay. Well, my answer might be different. Because, well, if you work with your partner or you guys are very intertwined, you must,
Like us.
like us, you must constantly be hanging out as best friends, meaning talking about topics that each other.
Work.
Oh yeah, yeah. So keeping your friendship amongst the marriage, I think, is critical. Once you feel like I don't relate to this person anymore, or I can't talk to this person about everything, I felt like, and this has happened to us, things kind of start to
Get dull.
just go downhill for a bit. You have to keep, you guys are best friends, you're lovers, but you're also best friends, and you have to maintain that.
Yeah, especially having kids. We have 2 kids, so it's either, you'll talk about work or you'll talk about kids. I feel like taking that out of, remembering what got you here in the first place and what you fell in love with is so important. And what I've noticed is, married couples after a while stop complimenting each other. And I noticed my husband
Oh,
loves
yes.
compliments. Ladies, don't ever stop complimenting your man. It works wonders.
Well, I also,
I stopped for a while. I'm back now.
that's a good point. I think, yeah, but complimenting, because I'm not always fishing for compliments, but like I mentioned to her, I'm like, if I'm getting more criticism than compliments, there's a problem. Like,
Yeah.
I don't want to hear 30 things that are wrong with me and not one positive thing. So I like to hear positive things that I'm doing, so that's another good point, is like compliment each other more than you put each other down or criticize.
Yeah.
Keep that.
Which happens
answer.
in marriages.
That's a better answer, actually.
Well, first of all, you just stole my answer, which you do that a lot. Even when we're shooting, like there's like a funny line that I'll say and that comes out, and then in the next take, he
Crazy.
takes it. Don't do that. That was my answer. You answered yours. Keep my answer. Don't steal
Well,
it.
I already said it, so.
No, I said it first. You're cut. Yours is cut.
Was that a good answer?
I think that's actually a
Baby,
great
baby,
answer.
I love
Okay,
you.
we're moving on. We're moving on.
I think that's a great answer because a lot of times I think when people are in relationships,
Yeah.
they just kind of assume it's a given. The
Yeah.
compliments are a
Yeah.
given and they forget
I
to
know.
articulate
Yes,
it.
that was me
And
for a
still
while. I'm like,
people-
you know you're hot. You know I'm attracted to you. And he's like, yeah, but you don't after years. If you don't say it, you start feeling like, oh, they're not attracted to me anymore. You know what I mean? So I think reinforcing that is nice. Wow, you have a lot of questions, baby.
I sure do. This one's from the legend Favor. When are you guys starting your own TV show?
I like his name. Oh, man. Yeah, we get this a lot.
Go ahead and answer that.
TV shows are not easy, like you get stuck, like you gotta get up every day and do the same thing for years and years and years, and then you get stuck in this cycle because the money starts getting good, and then, I don't want to sound like I'm not grateful. I would, love a show. I think we can get a show, but I would like movies more because it's like doing movies, it's fresh and you do it for 3-4 months and then you're done with that character and you move on and you can do so much more. And I personally would be more satisfied doing movies than a show, but I'm not close to the idea. Whatever happens, and
I'm on the fence. I'm not going to say no, you know, doing a show would actually be a cool experience, even if it's just like 2 seasons.
You can't do 2 seasons. We would never be cut at 2 seasons. We'd go on for like 12 seasons, baby.
Like I Love Lucy.
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe. I find like movies the same with her. Like you do the project, you give it all that love,
Yeah.
you do the press stuff, and then you're out, and then it's on to the next thing. Versus like a constant, like episodic show where it's like you show up to work every day. She doesn't like doing that.
And then you're stuck because like you can't make movies. You can't make. How can we make content?
Oh yeah, you couldn't.
You
make
can't make content. You're done. Like my brother is a series regular on the SWAT show, and he's it's a lot of work. It's a big commitment.
Yeah.
And it's great, but it's a big commitment. And having our own show where it would be about us.
That's a
it would
great
be-
point.
Yeah.
We can't do content if
We
we're
can't
doing
do
a show.
content, so you guys, I don't know which camera to look
But
at.
if
Be
we're
careful what
doing-
you wish for.
If
What
we're
about the reels?
if we're doing movies, then we can still do
Make
content.
content.
Yeah.
That's a good point. I didn't think of that.
Are you gonna steal the second question too? Like, can you not be authentic and come up with your own answers?
I'm just saying that was a great answer.
Thank you.
Chill out,
Oh
bro.
no, because you're gonna steal my answer.
Don't worry, no one's stealing your answers. I have my own answers.
No, you're like a little thief. Deja vu, by the way. This is interesting.
Says the person who says my words I write.
What?
I'm not a thief.
You're a thief, but that's okay.
That's a beautiful way to end the thing.
Wait, you have to let her pick the third
Okay.
third
Oh.
question.
But I did have deja vu.
You did?
I swear to God, that was crazy.
You want to pick
I
from
knew
mine?
what he was gonna say and what you were gonna look like within. It was like a 2 second.
That's
What?
interesting.
You want to pick from mine?
Yeah, because I don't have any. I never posted unless
Oh.
you pick it.
No, you
No,
can pick
here,
Yeah.
Go for it.
Go for it.
Nothing cringy or embarrassing. Just good question.
What is embarrassing to you?
I'm gonna embarrass you now, and I'm gonna make you cringe
Like,
because you said that.
like if people ask sexual stuff, like I don't want to talk.
Even though you're a very sexual person, I don't know why.
You see? All right, go ahead and ask your
Yeah.
question.
So we talked about it for a second there, but I actually am curious to ask you this myself. So like I was saying earlier, my parents live with me, and I couldn't live without my mom. My mom is my everything. And I mean, I would like a bigger space so I can have more space, but
We're getting
we will, yeah. The question is, what's it like to have Albanian in-laws?
awesome. Like I mean that. Like really,
Yeah.
really cool. One of the things that Albanians do really well is family.
Yeah.
Like
Family's
they're just like her mom and her dad. They embrace me as their son, and like her mom especially will just like do everything.
She does everything. I don't.
Which I don't know. I don't know if is a good thing per se, because like some things can spoil, but like her
I'm
mom,
very spoiled.
her mom doesn't complain. She never like her mom could be like dying of pain and stuff, and she'll just keep like the amount of commitment she has for her children and my kids, her grandkids, is inspiring.
Yeah.
It's really cool. I love Albanians. I
How do
really
you think having kids has changed you guys in your...
That's a good question. Well, besides not having that much one at one time
freedom?
or freedom,
How's it?
I mean, how's it changed? Well, I love being a mom. I love having kids. We actually have a lot of fun because it makes us go to places where you'd never really go to. Like, Disneyland. I didn't grow up with it. Oh my God, I didn't even know what that feels like going to theme parks. So that's a really cool part. But as far as like the one-on-one, like how it affects us is, we have no freedom. Our son still sleeps with us.
It's made me less selfish. Yeah, I'm more. Once we had our first kid, and of course my amazing daughter, it allowed me to think for the pack, like think for the family. It made me more selfless and committed.
Yeah. I would like to get my son out of the room, but I can't do it. Like he's so funny. He knows how to get to me. So when I say, all right, baby, tonight, please sleep in your room. Don't you want your parents to have time together? And he
No.
just says, oh, so you're choosing your husband over your son, and he gets me. Then I feel so sad. And I tell him, I'm like, step in. Dude, like, get him out of the room. I can't do it. The mom, can you imagine? I'm gonna scar him. One day he's gonna be like, you abandoned me.
Well, I also have a soft spot because when I was a kid, like, I wasn't allowed to do that, to go sleep, in my mom's bed or whatever. And I remember feeling that anxiety at night and stuff. So I'm like, I sympathize with him, and I let him sleep in our bed. But it's like, all right, dude,
but he's getting old now.
You're getting to the point where it's like,
yeah.
Get out.
There's so much content going around about, like, you don't need to be married. It's better to be single, and it's too much of a compromise of your single life and your career, and everything else is too much of a sacrifice to be married. It's too much of a sacrifice to have kids. What do you think about
That's
that?
silly. We do better in groups, I don't believe that at all. Are you kidding me? I can't imagine being single.
Some
family.
people
I'll die.
Some people thrive being alone.
Are you one of those people? Would you like to be alone?
I like to pretend like I would be.
Oh, really?
But
when are you pretending that you like to be alone?
No, before, like, when I was younger, I'd be like, I'm never gonna get married. I'm gonna be a free bird. But once I met her and I actually felt what family was like, I'm like, okay, this is for me. Like, I like this.
So what would you tell those people that think being single is better?
Is that what your question was? Is it better?
I don't even know if it's so much that they really believe it or if it's the propaganda, but like, I really feel like there's a push for being single and being all about yourself, being selfish, living a selfish life. And I mean, I don't really see what's so great about that. Yeah, okay, you could be selfish and do everything that you want, but not having a family to share really special moments with, and
it's meaningless.
And I think this is the first time in our culture where it's been like pushed.
It's really pushed, yeah.
Right?
Yeah, I'm even seeing it with some Armenian girls, which is like really not familiar territory for us. Yeah, that was really surprising for us. But it's just like, I don't want to sacrifice traveling, and you do make some sacrifices.
Why can't you do it together? Why can't you,
Well,
it's just a small period.
Here's a question for you. Here's a question for you. What's going to happen when those people are older? I will say this super quick story. My grandma, my oma, she was remarried a few times, and she ended up getting divorced and like living her elder years single. And I just remember watching her crave companionship so much. Thankfully, she had kids, right? So she had her kids. But what happens if you didn't have the kids?
Mm-hmm.
You have no companion, you have no kids. Most people at that age aren't looking for a wife, So my question is, like, what's gonna happen to the generations that, decided to go all
solo,
to fly solo? Because like fine, it's cool right now. You're 20, you're 30, now you're 40, now you're 50. You're not gonna find a dude that's like, oh yeah,
Yeah.
I want to start I want to get married now. I mean, it's tough. Like
a lot of people are about putting their careers first, and you do make sacrifices. It is a bit of a compromise because obviously, like you were thriving in your modeling career and then you get pregnant. Yeah, things do get put on hold for some time, but it's rewarding in the end because, like, your career, who was it? Was it Joan Rivers that said your career is not going to hug you at night?
That's right.
Oh, that's good.
And who said you can't do it all?
Oh,
you can do it all. You can be a great mom, a great businesswoman, a great wife. You can do it all.
Yeah.
We live in an abundant world.
That's the new stuff that I was seeing
Yeah.
getting pushed on TikTok lately. I kept seeing all these videos about women, you've been fed a lie. You can't do it all. You can't have a family and a
Oh,
career
it's
and
not on
all
my
this
For You
stuff.
page.
I
No, it's not true at all.
don't know why that
It's
came to me,
interesting.
but I was like, this is complete and utter bullshit. You don't have to pick between one or the
No.
other. Will you make some
I mean,
compromises along the way?
Of
That's
course.
either
life,
it's a
you
guy
know?
saying that
Yeah, of course it was a
that
guy
doesn't
saying
want his
that.
wife to
Yeah,
like
for sure.
have a job or something.
Yeah, yeah.
Because
That's
no,
true.
you can do.
We
Yeah.
are badass. Women are freaking amazing. We can do it all. We can.
Yeah.
So do it all. And if you don't want to do it, don't do it.
Well, and the
You know?
coolest, totally.
Yeah.
Totally. It's your choice,
Yeah.
but as long as no one's telling you that you can't, you know?
No, nothing. You can't not do it. You can do anything you want. It's just the mindset.
So this show is called But That 1% because the idea behind the title, Possible in Life, and for me it was all about the question of, okay, is there even 1% chance that it's possible? If there is even a 1% chance, then it's not impossible. If it's not impossible and you're passionate enough about it, then it's worth working toward. So is there something in your life that you feel like you were either told was impossible or you felt like was impossible, but you actually worked toward it? Or actually took a risk in order to make it possible?
That we've already done.
Yeah.
Hell yeah. Everything. Go ahead.
Yeah, making a living, shooting and performing and writing your own stuff was you're not gonna make money doing that. Doesn't no, I've heard people say that, you know? And now even my own self, I say to make theatrically released comedic films that do really well, it feels like it's impossible.
But we're going to make
But it's not. Yes, it's not. And we're all going to be dead in 100 years anyway. Everybody listening to this, all of us in this room, we're all going to be, who gives a shit? Try it.
Yeah.
What's the worst that can happen?
So what gave you that confidence to be able to really go for your professional goals and dreams?
She did part of it. She really did. She gave me the she helps. And that's another thing why a really good marriage is like, you guys are
double the chances of doing whatever you need to do.
Rooting for each other.
That's
and
right.
Supporting and sort of pumping each other up. And that was part of it. And then also seeing that other people have done, things that were deemed impossible. So, I may not be a genius. Like, I may not
I think
have a super high IQ. Yeah, but I'm not,
I think you're
in
a
the
great
sense of
genius.
like, yeah, I'm not super smart, but like people that were average intelligence made amazing things happen. So why can't I?
Eva, you?
Oh, I was told I would expire at 25 being a model, and that made me crazy. I'm like, I'm gonna prove everyone wrong, especially starting a new career in my mid-30s. Like after I had my daughter, I mean, this is a whole new career. I thought I was gonna be this, movie actress, supermodel. And at 25, everyone was like, you're expired. And I'm like, no, I'm not. And I'm gonna prove you wrong. And at 35, we started making content and I had a whole other career. I don't think there's any age limit to anything. You can do it all at any age, 40, 50, 60, 70, doesn't matter.
Why would you tell a woman that? That's
in the modeling world.
horrible.
You expire at 25.
Yeah.
But again, because the field has been democratized by social media, I think that's a thing of the past. People
Yeah.
don't actually think that anymore
Good.
because it's
Yeah.
been proven otherwise.
right.
Back in the day of like just network TV, that could have been the case because there were going to be people behind the scenes that were going to only hire the 25-year-olds.
Yeah.
But I think it's also people like Reese Witherspoon and Sandra Bullock and I think Jennifer Aniston that started producing their own content.
Yeah, hell yeah.
They gave themselves the lead roles
That's
and
right.
they were able to prove that, you know, you don't have to be 25.
Yep.
You could be of any age and still make really successful TV.
You just got to do it yourself because the studios are looking for the next hot 20-year-old. And it's like, nope, you don't. Now that's why I love social media and this movement, because you can do it yourself.
Exactly.
You can just,
Yeah.
you know, prove everyone wrong and all the studios, because I feel like content gets more views than any show right now. Pick the biggest TV show right now. I guarantee that a viral TikTok or a Instagram reel or a YouTube gets more views than,
Yeah.
you know, the studio show. So
Same thing with podcasts.
That's right.
You know, they were saying
Yeah.
that, oh, people have short attention spans.
Right.
That's right.
No one's going to listen to long form conversation. Now it's like impossible to watch those rehearsed interviews.
Oh,
That's
it's
true. You're right.
agonizing.
I know.
It's so weird now, right? You just kind of cringe at how inauthentic it all feels.
Yeah.
Yeah, we love real. People love real. You just want to see real human interaction, real human talks, and we drive so much. I don't know if every state's like this.
I probably listened to a
driving.
5.5 hour pod once. Podcast
Wow.
episode. Yeah.
I've done that too.
Yeah.
I've done that too. I think with age, you actually grow more confident because you understand life better, you understand yourself better, and you know your strengths and you're able to use them in the right way.
Hell
So
yeah.
it's actually empowering to get older, and people shouldn't be told otherwise.
No.
All
Yeah.
of the things they told you to be afraid of, getting older, getting married, having
Yeah.
kids, it actually ends up making you stronger and
That's right.
better and not the opposite. So I think it's great that people also get to see really good looking, strong, committed couples
Yes.
Yes.
thriving together and being successful together.
Yes.
It's something to look up to. I think it's really
Especially
exciting.
in the culture now where it's like divorce is so almost encouraged if you're not like feeling it.
Yeah.
You don't ever you don't stay in love and like in that la la land forever. You know, it comes in and out. You got to put work. You put in work for your body
Where's
to
your
look
fight?
good. Yeah, you got to you
As
fight.
a no, but like as a maybe this is another thing because we do have influence on people, right? Where's your fight? You know, it's not gonna always be fun. You know, you have to be there for like the not so fun times. You know.
Yeah.
I think it also depends on what the couple's problems are, though, because in general, I mean, just what I've seen of your dynamic, no matter what, you're so loyal to each other and you're really supportive and you work well together and
You mean like a big fuck up versus a
well, that too. I wasn't even thinking about the big fuck up, but yeah, that
Okay.
too. Just in even friends' relationships, sometimes Misha and I are encouraging friends. Maybe I shouldn't say
Yeah,
that,
no,
but
I get
we're
it.
actually encouraging friends to break up because you just see they're so freaking miserable together and they're making the whole family miserable. The kids are seeing the
Yeah.
misery.
So they've given
They're
up.
just escaping each other. Yeah, some people, you know, maybe it's because they got married too early without really understanding each other and their kind of dynamic. But when you see that every person has to really feel valued and appreciated and respected in a relationship.
Yeah.
And I think if you don't feel that, life is too short. You should definitely not be in that relationship where you're just drowning. And you can't
Yes.
force another person to see your value
right.
and your worth. So
And that's a
don't
big
know.
thing when I mean fight. What I mean is like it's really easy, just like a friendship, just like work, a career. Like if you had a job you really cared about and you just started to like not care, you started to put in like less effort every year, right? Eventually, that job is either gonna fire you, right? Or it's gonna be miserable. You're not gonna be good at it. So a marriage should be the same way. There's times where I'm like, oh my gosh, I've been like on autopilot for a year, you know? And you have to put in work. You have to we're gonna go on a date. I don't care if you don't want to. I don't care if you're tired. We gotta go on a date. We gotta hang out. So that's what I mean by fight.
Yeah.
It's like,
I think a part of it is
Put in work.
self-reflection too. Just being able to ask yourself, am I a fun person to be around? Would I want to be my friend? Would I want to be in a relationship
Very
with
good.
me?
that's a
You
good.
know?
That's a good
Really
thing
good
to.
Yeah.
I think if every person
Yeah.
asked that of themselves, then
Yeah.
relationships would be a lot better.
That's true. That's true. And I think it's making the right decision in the beginning too. Like, don't ignore the red flags.
yes.
Because then, of course, they're going to get worse later. But if something, if in the beginning you saw something special in each other and then you stop seeing it,
Oh, and,
just
and
kind of
being
bring it
attractive.
back.
I want to still be attractive to
Attraction's
her.
the main thing. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think it's huge. Yeah.
Yeah, I just started exercising again like a month ago because I'm like, wait a second, like, you know, it's not that you're married. It's just like, gotcha.
Yeah.
You know, it's like
Yeah.
you have to still be.
Yeah.
You gotta still try. That's
For
right.
sure.
Yeah.
And that's really, again, that process of self-reflection. And people have different philosophies. I actually heard someone saying that once that, well, no, I'm married and
Yeah.
like, you know,
Horrible.
not
that
good.
whole like love me
No.
for me.
No,
No.
you gotta
In
put in some
theory,
work.
sure. But it's human nature. You
No,
have
she
to.
she still would love me.
Yeah, of course.
But-
Yeah,
Love
but
it.
that's
like,
a different kind of love.
But then
It's-
exactly.
yeah,
And I'd be like, just put
Yeah.
just keep
We're
your
not
clothes
siblings.
on.
yeah. Let's
Yeah.
Let's cover you up a little bit.
Yeah, you don't want to become like
That's-
roommates or.
Absolutely not. No, you gotta keep
Yeah.
that spark going.
yeah. Even at
it's really
60,
important.
70, I still want to. You know, Javier, if you're watching this at 70, hopefully you're
Bang.
still in
Is
shape,
that what you're saying? You still want to bang?
still banging.
I'm still gonna be banging.
Yeah, good.
Yeah.
So yeah, both parties should want to still be attractive.
Yeah, for sure. I think when you're driven and you're ambitious, you know, a lot of times you're
Yeah.
driven and ambitious in all of the
That's
different
true. It's
areas.
a personality.
It's a personality
yeah,
thing.
That's
Yeah.
true.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's true.
So I would say that maybe having the same values
Yeah.
is probably the most important thing, like the basics of,
Yep.
you know, especially loyalty and commitment and putting each other first before everything else.
Yes.
If you have that, pretty much everything else you'll be able to work
Yeah,
through.
I agree.
And
I
caring
agree.
about the person's feelings. Like I see so often in relationships where if you just don't care about your partner's feelings, even if you're right, like if it's an argument about something and you could be totally right and he could be wrong or vice versa, but I care more about my partner's feelings in a situation than I do about being right.
Yeah.
And I think that's where sometimes people get it wrong, that it's all
Also,
about,
'cause
but
you're-
I'm right, you
because
know?
you're a
It's a slow
Cancer,
death.
too.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Right.
is it?
It's like
Yeah.
her. You guys are both
We're
Cancers.
Cancers,
Yeah,
that's
you're
right. We're the
June,
best.
right? Yeah.
I'm June 29th.
We are pretty badass.
Yeah, we're the best.
You are. I love Cancers.
Yeah. I think you have to say that.
Huh?
You have to say that. You're not
Yeah,
gonna say I
well,
don't like cancer.
I really do, because you guys are empathetic
Yeah.
and you care about
Empathy's
hurting
important.
people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We're emotional. We can feel
Yeah.
people's emotions.
Mhm.
It's tough when you're
But
talking to
that's why we're
someone
also
that.
Yeah, that's true. It's a blessing and a curse.
totally.
I wouldn't have it any other way.
Yeah. Thank you guys so much for
Thank you.
letting me be your first show /
It's
podcast
a
Yeah.
pleasure.
that you do.
You
Yeah.
changed my mind. So
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah,
this
you
was
did.
fun.
She was
That's
nervous, but
Mhm.
you know,
Yeah.
But she's a natural, and you better not do anything within this month before it's released. So
No,
No.
This is don't worry. There's
She's
no
not- this wasn't
podcast
enough
for
work.
for
Yeah.
a little bit. No,
Yeah.
nothing
no,
is booked.
we'll do one once in a while,
yeah.
but I like a little air of mystery too.
Yeah, for
You don't
sure.
want to overly
Overly
yourself.
exposed. Yeah.
Yeah.
But at the same time, I think it'll be exciting for people to learn
Yeah.
about your mindset and where you draw inspiration
Mhm.
from. And short break to thank Arutunian and Associates, one of today's sponsors. This law firm specializes in working with social media influencers, bloggers, and on-camera talent, helping them navigate partnership contracts with major brands like Google, YouTube, CoverGirl, and Sephora. Their expertise ensures your rights are protected in every deal. Visit arutunianlaw.com to learn more. That's ARUTYUNYANLAW.com. A huge thanks to Torpedo Comics and Essentia Beauty Spa for helping to make this podcast possible. You've probably seen Torpedo Comics in your local malls, but you can also visit them online at torpedocomics.com for an amazing selection of comics and collectibles. As for Essentia Beauty Spa, their beauty experts are truly unparalleled. I trust Diana, the founder, with all of my hair needs. She's simply the best. For more information, visit essentiabeautyspa.com. If you enjoyed this episode, please be sure to follow, subscribe, and all that good stuff. Your support helps this channel grow, allowing us to bring you even more engaging and high-quality content. You can also follow us across all social media platforms.